What's happening, everyone? Top of the day. This is Anshuman Datta here from metsub.com, where I teach people how to get sponsored by Amazon.com for creating recorded content. I'm really excited to have you on board, and today I'm going to show you how to make a living as a freelance writer. And by that, I mean living a life comparable to people from other professions. Just because you're a writer does not mean you would have to spend the rest of your life buttering probable customers on freelance websites and bidding on pitifully low-paying projects. If you are truly a freelance writer, you would already know what I'm talking about. A typical freelance writer spends most of his time bidding on projects on freelance websites and sending out unsolicited emails to startup businesses, hoping the business owner would need blog posts and SEO articles for his new business. Most of the times, these emails actually end up in the spam box and are never looked into. But then that doesn't stop the freelancer from forcefully trying to get the attention of a business owner, aka prospective customer. The situation is even worse on freelance websites such as freelancer.com, upwork.com, and seoclerks.com, and a bunch of other websites. On these platforms, there's actually a lot of work available, or so it seems. You create an account on one of these websites and you would immediately realize that there's actually a lot of demand for written content. Business owners are posting their requirements on these freelance websites every second, and that's good because that indicates that the industry is not dead yet. The problem is, if there is a requirement for 1,000 articles on any given day on any of these platforms, there's at least 10,000 or 15,000 freelancers eyeing that job and trying to bag it. Sadly, out of all these 10,000 or 15,000 so-called freelance writers, there's only a handful of maybe a few hundred people who have actually mastered the craft of the wordsmith. On all these freelance websites, only a handful of people are actually true freelance writers who have the acumen and knowledge to be one. The majority of the population is only interested in making a quick buck and are making the lives of the true writers truly miserable. Many of these people are not even capable of writing a simple sentence correctly. These people would bid unbelievably low prices on projects just to get the attention of the customer, driving the entire budget of a specific project down to dimes and nickels. They are the people who are spoiling the market, who are ruining it. And who ends up suffering? It's the real writers who have to stoop down low to match prices with the nitwits, and they eventually end up writing 500 words for $2 or $3. And that too after having to bid on multiple projects where the customers don't themselves understand what they actually want. Now, I personally started my business many years back as a freelance writer. And I'm really sorry to see how the situation for a true writer has changed so much, has become so worse than it was ever before. But today I'm here to help you. I understand what it is like to be a freelance writer nowadays. And I'm really sorry to see how things have taken a turn for the worse. But today I'm going to help you by showing you a bunch of websites that pay real cash if you have a fantastic idea for an article, and if you can put that idea into words that actually sell. I'm going to show you websites that are going to pay you between $50 and $100 or more for a single article, provided you are really capable of writing a great article. That's a prerequisite. The problem with freelance writers is if you have to work on 30 different articles every single day just to be able to make $100 and make your ends meet, you would burn out pretty fast. And eventually you would start hating the profession and probably even go back to your daytime job. The ideal solution would be to not have to look for work every day, because that's what freelance writers do most of the time. They just keep looking for work and barely have enough time left to actually create some quality write-ups for the projects that come their way. So our goal here is to first find a few avenues that can offer a steady stream of work, and then focus our attention on projects that actually pay real money and not peanuts. So it's going to be a two-pronged approach. We are first going to identify a few avenues that offer regular work, and there's going to be a second part where we are going to be looking for avenues that pay good money for articles. And I'm going to be breaking this course down into two different sections. We are going to be looking at a bunch of websites that offer regular work to writers. You would just have to sign up on these websites and start working on projects of your choice. You don't have to bid on projects and fight with $1 an article nitwits, if you know what I mean. You can just take projects that you like and you can work as much or as little as you want. Now, these websites do not pay a lot of money per project, but they do offer regular work, so you don't have to play the bidding game. And the situation isn't as bad as freelance websites or the infamous Fiverr.com. Most of these websites have a ranking system, and once you are a few articles old, you're easily going to be making anywhere between $10 and $15 per 500 words, which isn't that bad. I know it's not a lot of money, but still, it isn't that bad. And your prices are actually going to increase as you keep aging as a writer on these platforms. Now, in the next part of the course, I'm going to be pointing you to some websites that hire writers on a regular basis and actually pay very good money for accepted articles. If you think you have what it takes to be featured on the Huffington Post or maybe the Washington Post, and if you think you have that kind of quality inside you, then these websites are going to help you make incredible amounts of money every month. There is even going to be one website that offers a fixed 3-figure salary to writers in exchange for 3 to 4 articles every week. But let me remind you, this course is only for those people who can spin magic with words. You have to understand that people just don't choose writing as a profession. It's actually the other way around. The profession chooses you. So if your words can move the masses, this course is for you. This is not for you, I repeat, this is not for you if you do not have a fantastic grasp on the English language and are incapable of writing a 500-word simple article on any topic within 30 to 45 minutes. Now, if you are better than that, that's great. But if you are anything less, then this course is not really for you. You don't necessarily have to be a native speaker, but you have to be able to spin magic with words in English. All right, so if you think you can do that, and if you really love writing, let's go ahead and set you up. Thank you. I'll see you again in the next one.